We welcome you back to the start of the second set. It's 1-0, 25-18 win for IU South Bend over Calumet in the first set. Calumet has usually done pretty well with their first sets here at home. They've been pretty successful in winning those first sets. In their win over Mount Mary, they got a win in the first set, but not able to get it done here. Here are some first set stats. We'll start with IU South Bend. Leading the way in kills is Riley Grott, who had 4 kills with assists. Bryn Lake with 9, and then 1 service error, or 3 service errors for the whole team. 1 for Bryn Lake, Abby Weber, and Emily Mash. And then for CCSJ, Essence Keel leads the way with 3 kills. Camino just behind at 2. And then 6 assists for Crystal Lopez leads the way. But it's the service errors that are making a difference. 4 service errors in the first set for Calumet. And those are the first half sets. So 1-0. The lead for IU South Bend as we're ready to get this second set underway. Looks like it's going to be number 12, Bryn Lake, to get this second set underway. Lake trying to get things started like they ended. And a mistake on the kill by Carrito, and it's already 1-0 South Bend. Great start by the Titans. Can they continue that run of form here? They're just coming off of a big win over Governor State. 3-0. Essence Keel long on the kill, and back-to-back kills that went out for CCSJ to get this second set underway. The question of the day is, how can De Jesus get his team to calm down a little bit? Trying to say some words of encouragement. Bryn Lake with the service error, second of the game. And it's 2-1 as we see Melina Haynes exit. Peyton Van Domelen is in. Camino will be the first Calumet player to serve in this set. And there's the 5th error in serving of the game for CCSJ. They're starting to rack up. CCSJ this season with 195 service errors. That's not even the most in the conference. IU South Bend has 211. Here's Keel. Kept alive nicely by Mash. And then blocked down by Keel. That actually hit out of bounds. It was Adams who hit that off of Keel and Carrito. They're going to say it went out of bounds. 4-1 lead for South Bend. Van Domelen, Lopez, Keel taps it over. Now the Titans can set something up. Oh, what a tip over the top by Bree Lake. Bryn Lake to Bree Lake, sister connection there. And it's 5-1. As Essence Keel exits the game coming in. Nia Ramirez, the freshman from Portage. First time we've seen her tonight in this game. Camino, Lopez, Van Domelen on the near side. Kept up by Bryn Lake. Played over by Hannah. Tapped over by Adams. And it's just out of bounds on the far side. So it's 5-2. Calumet gets one back. As now it'll be Carrito to serve. It'll actually be Matthias. And Aguirre checks in. Matthias, that would have been just on the back line if they wouldn't have played that. And Emily Adams cannot tip it over, so the point goes the way of the Crimson Wave. Trying to get back in this game. The standings in the CCAC look like this. Viterbo leads the way at 13-0. They're the only ranked team in the NAIA polls from the conference at 15th. Then St. Xavier is second with 12-3. What a kill on this near side by Jillian Bruckner to make it 6-3. IU South Bend is right a little bit above in the top half of the conference standings at 7-6. They're right behind IUN, who's 8-6, and then Olivet and Gov State 7-7. CCSJ is 1-13, just ahead of Mount Mary, who's 1-14, and right behind Judson, who's 4-11. That one just tips over the net, hit the net, and died at the net. Sydney Hanna with the service ace, and it's a commanding start for IU South Bend here in this second set. 217 service aces in this season, by the way, for the Titans. Van Domelin deflected over, kept alive. Adams tipped at the net, and IU South Bend wins that battle. It's a 50-50 shot at the net, and Nia Ramirez is a freshman. She's not the tallest on the team by any stretch of the imagination, and she was going up against Riley Grott, who is one of the tallest on this IU South Bend team. So 8-3 lead. Tipped over by Ramirez nicely. Kept alive, though, by Hana. Over to Bruckner. Played over to Van Domelin. From the back row, it's Mash. Here's Camino from the back row. Kept alive by IU South Bend. Now it's Bruckner again. And it deflects. And Camino cannot keep it up. He might need a timeout here, and that's exactly what De Jesus will call. 9-3 lead for IU South Bend. One of the Titan players talking to the lead official here. CCSJ needs that timeout to be the difference maker. Bruckner right on the line, and Bruckner gets it done. Jillian Bruckner has 108 kills this season coming into this game. She's dominant at the net. Actually, IU South Bend not even really right in the middle of the conference in kills and blocks. But they've been doing a good job tonight. Aguirre tries to tap it over quickly. Bruckner kept up by Camino. Van Domelin deflected at the net. Kept alive. Adams. Another great rally here in this game. Camino deflected, kept alive. Bryn Lake sends it over. And then Ramirez is blocked, but she keeps it alive. Camino. And sending it down in the middle is Riley Grott. She's such a talented player. And she's starting to take over at the net. IU South Bend has been successful in their conference games as of late. 5 of the last 6 opponents they've played in the conference, they've swept them. They're trying to do the same thing tonight as Sydney Hana makes a mistake and a service error. But it's okay because the way they've been playing in the second set, IU South Bend has been near perfection. Since Keel serves it away. Here's Bruckner tipping it over. That just is on the line. And actually, they say it was just out. Oh, wow. I'm not sure how that was not seen. CCSJ will take that every day of the week, though. Coach De Jesus is even laughing about it after that. Wow, that was very much in, but the point goes the way of Calumet. They'll take it. Bruckner. Here's Van Domelin. Deflected down Keel with a great keep-up. Camino. Here's Bruckner again. Comes up short. That should be a point to the way of Calumet, and it is. The 4th hit for IU South Bend. And, man, if that point ends up coming back to really haunt IU South Bend in this game, imagine. It's a hugely controversial call. That ball was absolutely in. Would have been point IU South Bend. Instead, it went Calumet's way. Now we'll see how the Crimson Wave can bounce back, but they can't. Bruckner with the kill. IU South Bend gets right back to their winning ways here. Here's Kira Aguirre, the sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, going to come in and serve for the first time tonight. Second team all-conference in high school, by the way. Ooh, that looked like a good opportunity for Aguirre, but she just sends it a little bit too far. And she knows she made a mistake on that one. She knew she was set up on a platter. You don't get many opportunities where you're uncontested in the middle of the net without a blocker right in front of you. What a serve, by the way, for Aguirre. Van Domelin deflected out of play off the left arm of Gratz. And the point goes to Calumet. Calumet trying to end the big streak that IU South Bend has, and the way this meeting has been over the last few years, 22-2 since 2011 for IU South Bend over CCSJ, and Emily Adams is trying to make it 23-2 as she gets the kill. 14-7. Emily Adams so dominant at the net. And same with Emily Mash. And Emily Mash comes out, and coming in is Bree Lake, which she's pretty much just as good at the net. Here's Adams. Long on the serve, and a mistake by IU South Bend that could keep CCSJ in this game. To the far side, great opportunity, and a kill there by Taylor Hostetler. Deflected off of the right arm of Crystal Lopez, and Hostetler gets involved in the action this evening. So 15-8. It's Riley Grott who will serve. Wow. Jumbles up Matthias. Essence Keel with another save. Nope. Just out on the near side. She had the distance, just did not keep it in play. De Jesus calls a timeout. Second of the set. Welcome you back to the second set here in Whiting at the Rittenmeyer Center. 16-8 lead for IU South Bend. These two teams have not played this season, but IU South Bend won last year in 5 sets, lost the year before in a sweep to Calumet. But they're looking like they're going to get the job done here. For the time being, there's still a lot of game left to be played. Berta Comino on the near side deflects off the left arm of Bree Lake, and point Crimson Wave. They're trying to hang in there. That's kind of what they were doing in the first set when they lost by 7 points. Crystal Lopez with the setup, and that was a setup by Bryn Lake. That looks like it would have been out on IU South Bend if nobody touched it, but it's going to be out on CCSJ because Crystal Lopez touched it, and Coach De Jesus is claiming that the ball was out before they touched it, but they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. So 17-9. As here's Bryn Lake to serve again. She's gotten a couple service errors tonight. See if she can turn things around here off the top of the net. Melina Haynes will have to send this over. Wow, here's an opportunity and a great chance there from Hostetler. Blocked at the net by Carrito, and the point goes to the Crimson Wave. Get a couple of substitutions here. Van Domelen's back in. Markeisha Pritchett, first time we've seen her today as Essence Keel exits. Pritchett is such a force at the net. 42 kills this season with 19 blocks. Here's Berta Comino. They need a big performance at the service stripe from her. Bryn Lake sends it over. Can they set up something here at CCSJ? Van Domelen, beautiful kill. Adams had no chance, and Van Domelen with the kill, and CCSJ trying to get back into this one. Comino has even struggled a little bit this evening at the service stripe. Looked good on that play. Looks good on this one too. Kept up here. Great chance as Hostetler sends it over, and it's just on the line at the far side. It was a 50-50 chance. And CCSJ took the gamble and just stayed in for the point. (18-11) lead. Mash to serve. She's one of the best in the conference at service aces per set. And Carrito can't send that one over. And the point goes to the South Bend. Emily Mash is serving right now. She's, like I mentioned, 4th in the conference in service aces per set with nearly a half per set. But that time she records the service error. I think I might have just jinxed her a little bit, maybe. Maybe the good old commentator jinx, the classic. So here's Matthias. Sends one over. South Bend with a chance. Really awkward setup, and off her back foot, Bruckner has to send it over. Here's Van Dommelen, blocked at the net. Camino keeps it alive, and Matthias sends it over. Oh, what a big block there. Bree Lake nearly had a house call, and then that one did not take a deflection on Pritchett's effort, and 20-12, the lead for South Bend. Opportunity here for Sydney Hanna. Here's Pritchett. Actually, Pritchett and Aguirre not on the same page. They both go after the ball. And another mistake for CCSJ, another mental mistake. Just starting to rack up in this game. As you can tell, the deficit is starting to get to them a little bit. 9 points the deficit. Here's Hanna again. Lopez, Van Dommelen, kept up by Hanna. Great chance here on the effort from Grott. What a keep up by Lopez. Did they say it was a fourth touch? No, they said it was a double touch by Aguirre. And all that chaos and heroics from Lopez not paid off. So it's Hanna on a 2-serve run here. Lopez sets up Camino from the back row. Adams. Now it's Van Dommelen. Wow. Oh, my goodness. How did they keep that up? That hit the ceiling. And somehow IU South Bend kept it alive. Tipped over by Aguirre. Tipped over by Lake. Van Dommelen gets another effort and comes up just short. And it's 2 points away from IU South Bend taking the 2-set lead. Remember how close this game was last year. It's not looking like that this year. Sydney Hanna has been successful in 3 straight serves. Aguirre sends it over. What a huge play. Arali Aguirre. They call her Arali Aguirre. Her real actual name is Arali Aguilar Martinez, but her nickname is Aguirre. She played for Lowell Volleyball, went to Marian Catholic, Chicago Heights. And she made CCAC All-Academic Team last season. Makes a big play there. Oh, what a response from Bruckner. Actually, they're going to say that one was just out. Wow. So I was about to say that was a great response, but I think it just was off the line. That's 2 50-50 calls now going the way of CCSJ. Here's to the far side. Adams sends it over. Who will they set up here? It's Aguirre again. My goodness, what a block. Emily Adams and Riley Grott combined for the block there. 127 blocks coming into this game for the Titans. And now they are on set point. They could take a 2-0 lead. Right here with Kiera Aguirre to end things. She's been so good at the service stripe this season. Here's a chance for Adams. My goodness, Adams takes flight and ends the second set. It was a 7-point win in the first set. This time it's a little more dominant. 25-14 here in the second set.